Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. I'm your host, Liz, and we are having a really wonderful morning, and I have somebody super special with me here on the sofa. This is Scott Redner, everybody, from Shakedown
Hello.
Bar. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yay.
The best morning.
I'm so glad you woke up for this.
Thank you.
I know.
Me too.
He snooze barred it a couple of times,
Yeah.
but we made it in.
I'm still not so sure why so early.
Because
it's good morning.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
It's called Good Morning Vail for a reason.
Okay.
Yeah, some people actually wake up in the
How
morning.
late can you say good morning?
I think up until 11:59.
Okay.
That is my personal guess. I don't know. But first of all, I have known you for many years out here in the Vail Valley, and mostly through music, which is wonderful. And you've had Shakedown Bar for how long now?
10 years.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So you know, not a lot of people who are musicians really thrive and strive to get their own venue, but you did, you pulled it off, and 10 years long running, and you have so many wonderful events there, and of course, lots of live music and celebrations and everything else, and you're in Bridge Street, correct, in Vail.
Yep.
And I know that you are part of several different bands. I know that there's the Shakedown Family Band, and that's obviously all of your buddies and all of your great musician friends, and you get together and you perform for everybody all across everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Mostly at Shakedown, though,
Yeah,
right?
for Shakedown Family Band's mostly there. It's sort of whatever iteration of the roster, is up that night, which is
Okay.
always fun because all the guys are the
But
best.
more importantly, not more importantly, but you
Most
are part
importantly.
of, most importantly, you're part of something, I'm going to say it, it's Mr. Anonymous Philanthropic Society.
That is,
yes!
you nailed it.
I finally got the word philanthropic right.
Yeah.
Now, it's MAPS for short. Explain to us what the purpose of that organization is, and then where you're going to be going from there.
So artists need help, right?
Correct.
So during COVID, we sort of realized that and put together the Mr. Anonymous Philanthropic Society, a little team of us, and sort of transformed Shakedown Bar into a recording studio. And we put a whole bunch of artists through, and we what we did was had them come in. We did videos, audio and video of all these different artists, and we got to pay them during the pandemic so that we could get some money to artists, and then we used all of that to launch the nonprofit. And what we do is we're really about mentoring and education for kids and adults. Really, we're not really like not considering everyone that wants to play, right? Because the more music, the better. So it's all about that. It's all about helping established artists with business resources and simple things like. A lot of guys don't really understand that, like, you need a business account. Like, it's that simple. Like, and a personal account. And then, so it's just simple, the basics of helping to create a sustainable future for artists, as well as curating more music and investment in community and just all the stuff that brings communities together,
Well, the cool part is you're almost making it more of a business-minded thing for people, which I've seen you do. And I think it's important because you can be a musician and you can get out there and play, but then you're making your money.
You have to do something. You have to pay attention to the other side, or else you'll just sort of drown out there,
Right, especially if you're just making money hand to mouth and then you're not really.
And then comes tax time, and guys are like, it's like, well.
So you actually get people interested and involved in how to file taxes with their, like, I guess they file as independent contractors. I'm not even sure how that works.
Yeah. I mean, it's all the research. We're just whatever's best for that artist. Maybe it's an LLC, maybe it's just opening up a checking account under your own social security number, but whatever it is, to be able to just help them, define, money that's coming in and opportunities that are coming in, and just, put everything in its place to be most efficient, because
Yes.
you can just sort of flail around out there for so long.
I agree.
And a lot of guys do that. There's no end in sight. There's no end game, So we're trying to help artists get to that point where they're self-sustaining, as well as we started a nonprofit record label within MAPS.
That's amazing.
Which is, there's not some execs taking a bunch of money. It's about cutting the artist in on a fair deal, and artists don't have any money anyway. So it's like, we pay for the stuff up front, right? So, they come in and we take care of the studio and the expenses there and put the songs out. We release it through our Go Maps music label in affiliation with our friends at Color Red. in Denver, and so you know, being able to get the music out for the artists helps them so much because they don't have the money to necessarily put it all together, you know. And then all the money that comes back in goes back into feeding more artists and education and all that other stuff. You know?
And the coolest thing is that you're actually getting people interested in creating their art into a business. A lot of people have a passion for one thing, but they're single-minded, thinking about, I just want to play my music.
And there's nothing wrong with that
There's
at all,
nothing
you
wrong
know.
unless
But
you want to
there's
prosper
like,
in life.
it's just with a little bit of information, you know, it's like it can go a long way.
And it's simple things that a lot of
Simple.
people might not really think about because, like I said, you know, when you have a passion for something, you just want to do it.
Yep, and you don't care, but you have to care.
You have to care, especially if you have talent. You want to make sure you're being managed properly,
Yep.
or if you're going to manage yourself. And it seems to have taken a really big turn as far as labels and music management. It seems like a lot of artists are taking control of their own destiny now.
I hear that quite a bit. There's so many. There's, you know, the big machine has so many people picking at the pot, you know, that it's easy to get caught up in the big machine when you're not big enough.
Sure.
And then you're like, oh, everybody's getting paid but me, you know, and then you got to break through that scenario. So, you know, a little bit of self-realization and a little bit of education and some business know-how, and, you know, and you need to be motivated on your own. You can't just wait for someone to make the calls for you. You can't just, you know, it's like you have to, if you want to be an artist, you have to do the work.
Correct. I mean, you have to work hard on getting your name out there, becoming recognized, and sometimes you got to do those hell gigs, is what I like to call them.
Oh, there's been a lot of them.
But you have to do it because it also shapes who you are as a creator and an artist, because I think sometimes the harder gigs are what really give you that backbone. And
They call it, you got to cut your teeth, you know what I'm saying?
you got to cut your teeth.
You
It's
know.
very true, though. I mean, you might drive 10 hours to some weird town and play
for
for
nothing.
6 people, you know,
Yeah.
and not make much money, but it gives you a much bigger perspective as to what the business is like. It's not all just super flowers.
No, not much of it is. you gotta love the music.
I agree.
You have to love the music, and the music has to drive you. If it doesn't, you should do something else. You know?
Absolutely, and I think that if you have that passion for something and you know you have the talent and creativity, then definitely jump in. But now we have people like you that can mentor and everything like that. Now let us know what's happening. You have a huge program coming up and a benefit taking place at Shakedown Bar. Let us know about that.
Thursday, January 12th, John Popper from Blues Traveler, who's a dear friend, is joining Brothers Keeper, and we are putting on our Maps in Motion 2 benefit at Shakedown, and we're having a tequila tour and all sorts of fun stuff. There's a bunch of great retail places have thrown in a bunch of stuff for raffles and stuff. Gorsuch and Ski Cafe and Axel's and Squash Blossom and Luca Bruno, they've all donated items that we can raffle off, and we'll be wandering around sipping tequila while people are bidding.
Well, that sounds like an absolutely wonderful
Yep.
evening. And everybody, to get on over to this wonderful show, you definitely want to get down to Shakedown Bar. And it's all taking place on tell me the date.
The 12th of January at
12th of
7
January.
p.m.
That's coming up, everybody. Thank you so much for being with me
course,
here
of
today.
course.
This is Scott Rendner from Shakedown Bar and Go Maps. You guys definitely have to check out that benefit and make sure you get your way on over to Shakedown Bar to enjoy your evenings. This is Liz. We'll be back with more TV8.
Good morning, Vail.